at Tovala.com.
This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Great friends. Hey, it's Monday afternoon. This is Kaplan and Crew, and we're coming to you from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Oh, man, I am so excited to be on the air. Today's Monday. It is December 19th. We're going to take you all the way up until Friday. And then after Friday, guess what? These two young men right here are going to enjoy a well-deserved Christmas holiday. And we'll be off next week, but we'll have best of shows for you. So I'm just kind of giving everybody a heads up right now. Everybody who's listening on 1090, who's watching on YouTube, catching up to us on television tonight on Channel 4, which, by the way, last night I was out on a boat in the Parade of Lights and, downtown San Diego. It was packed and it was awesome. And up on the Embarcadero and just all along the path, man, it was just packed with people on the shore, tons and tons of boats. But a gentleman came up to me on the boat I was on yesterday. It was a small group, maybe like 10, 12 people. And he said, "Hey, man," he goes, "I watch you guys every night on Channel 4. And I'm like, "Wow, that's so cool, man. Appreciate you saying that." He's like, "Are you guys like still on radio or what?" I'm like, "That's amazing to me. You watch the show on Channel 4 on Cox Your View, but you have no idea that the show is back on 1090. So we're continuing to grow and build. 2022 has been a great year for the show. And I'm telling you, my whole theme for 2023 is growth. But that's neither here nor there because today is Monday. Grande, Brown Man. I don't know where to start today, honestly. I think that the World Cup final that I watched yesterday morning was like one of the greatest times I've had watching a game. I don't remember a Super Bowl where I've been biting my fingernails quite like that. And there's been plenty of last second field goals or massive comebacks in Super Bowls. I can't remember just, and I had no dog in the fight, man. I'm not a France fan. I was rooting for Argentina, but what a game. And I love watching great athletes, the best of the best, perform on the biggest stage. And so yesterday, watching the World Cup final, and by the way, we had one of the greatest comebacks in the history of the NFL the night before, and another spectacular game on Saturday night between Buffalo and Miami. And Alex, what your Minnesota Vikings were able to do against the Colts with this crazy comeback. And then yesterday, yesterday's NFL games, were they out of control? I mean, the way the Raiders and the Patriots finished that game, I promise you this, 30, 50 years from now, when they talk about some of the most bizarre finishes to NFL games, that Raiders Patriots game yesterday will go down in history. So what a weekend. We had the boat party, the tailgate party. I'm sure you saw on social media, Billy Ray was there and Kimberly, and like the whole family was back together again. And that felt so good. And then if you're a sports fan, this weekend was amaze balls. Yeah, I still say amaze balls. Okay. Cut me a break. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. This is Kaplan and Crew. Grande, Brown Man, good afternoon. How we doing today, fellas?
Doing really good, man. Doing really good. Just one of those sports weekends that goes down as a great one. And I gotta say this: if you are a person that watched the World Cup final and you don't watch soccer, don't watch another game. You're good. Ain't nothing gonna live up to that. You'll never watch a soccer game and be like, "Oh, that was a good game," because you just saw maybe the best game of all time. And that's maybe recency bias, but as someone that watches 2 to 3 soccer matches a week, they don't get much better than that, man. They don't get much better than that. The best players in the world being the best players in the world in the biggest event of the world. It was beautiful, man. It was awesome. It was amazing.
I'm going to tell you this right now. And I know this is going to sound ridiculous. Browner is going to likely ridicule me. I will probably have earned this ridicule. There's a part of me watching the end of the World Cup yesterday morning, and I'm kind of like whimpering a little bit.
Did you watch it in Spanish or English?
English.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I was kind of whimpering.
Yeah, you watched it
wrong.
I
did?
Yeah.
Where would I have watched it in Spanish? I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, I don't know, but so I grew up with a guy, and I don't know if you know the name. His name is Andres Cantor. He is
that the guy who goes, go,
yeah, for
go,
like
go, go,
ages.
go.
He just goes,
yeah.
go. Yeah. I grew up with him my whole life.
Mhm.
He is Argentinian,
Oh.
and he calls the World Cup games for Telemundo. So I
Mhm.
watch every game in Spanish unless England or US is playing, then I watch it in English. Weird thing that I
Mhm.
do, whatever. And he legit started crying in the final,
Really?
like in his final call, he is
Yeah.
crying, like
Oh, wow.
sobbing, basically.
Wow.
And I
Wow.
am
I do
sitting on
we
the couch
Yeah.
at 9 in the morning, like,
Yeah.
why am I getting emotional right now? Like,
Yeah.
I don't care
Yeah.
that Argentina won. It
Yeah.
was incredible.
I was emotional, not like I was hysterical crying, hardly, but I had like this little whimper going, and I was trying to hide it from Rachel because I didn't want her to be like, "What the hell's your problem?" But I'm not joking when I tell you, if you're a sports fan, and Browner's already look at him. Just look at this face. He's already gonna laugh at both of us. When you are a sports fan and you see the best players at the biggest moment perform up to their reputations, that's one thing. But what made me kind of emotional about the World Cup final was knowing the like suffering slash the giving every ounce of who you are in that moment. You know, you've been playing the 90-minute game and it goes 105 minutes, and then they play these overtime periods, and then you're putting just more the wear and tear and all that you've given just to get to this point, and now it's a tie game, and your whole future of your life, you will live this for the rest of your life, win or lose. Don't be giving me that face, Browner. There's a basketball game that you played in your career at some point that bothers you or you celebrate daily. There's an athletic feat in my life that I literally use the lessons from every single day. And when I see these guys giving everything they've got and it's a tie game and now it's going to penalty kicks and all the pressure on both the keeper and the person who's taking the kick and the crowd and the world watching, telling you, man, freaking World Cup, as great as the NFL was this weekend, and it was amazing. Nothing topped what I saw Sunday morning in the World Cup. All right, Browner, let me have it. Go ahead.
As a non-soccer person who actually woke up and wow, I mean, I didn't see the start. I didn't see any of the lead up. I just woke up and it was like 12. I mean, it was already 1-0.
Mhm.
It was good. It was good. Like as a person who doesn't like it, who literally would watch a replay of a old NBA Finals game, then watch a live soccer World Cup game. That was really good. So I can only imagine how good it was to you people. How I'm sure there were a lot of people crying in their beer. Hey, I thought you guys probably thought that was great because I was watching like, oh, that's good. Whoa, ooh. So if I was doing that, I could imagine what soccer people were doing. Like I'm not completely off the radar when it comes to emotional ties to sports. So I was like, man, people must be going crazy over this. Because I never like the reason why I don't like soccer is because you never really get the important people doing important things. And in this particular game, Mbappe, my boy, literally was like, no, 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 we ain't losing today. And it was like at some point he was like, okay, y'all not gonna help me? I'm gonna do it myself. And he just started scoring and scoring and scoring. That was awesome. And then Messi came back and then he scored, and then that was awesome. So now the people who I recognize are doing things on a level that you would expect him to do it if you didn't know anything about it.
Mhm.
And so that's what made it good for me. And I guess that's what made you guys tear up. But so I get it. I get it. But yeah, I may never watch another game. I don't see the point.
It's so funny you said that though, Alex, because I thought to myself, I love this World Cup final so much. What else can I watch in soccer that would make me like really love the experience of watching the game? Because I love watching college football and I love
Yeah.
watching NFL football.
The only
But I'll
thing would
tell you,
top that is if your child did something like in a state championship. Like if you cried watching that, the only next soccer thing that can top that is a child doing something where you just go, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did that at the
well,
last second."
I will tell you, as somebody who, I watched my daughter from the time she was 5 till after graduating high school. I sat on those soccer fields for all those years. I told my daughter, I was like, What I loved most about watching you play, and it's what bothers me today that she's still not playing in college. She could so easily be playing. She has played, and she's just chosen to give it up on her own. And I said to her, I said, what I loved watching most when you played was knowing you were hurting, knowing you were sick or you were coughing or you were just out of gas or your legs were hurting or something was wrong. Knowing that you were suffering is what I'm saying to a 20-year-old young woman. Knowing that you were suffering, but still willing to give everything you had, that used to make me literally cry on the sidelines of watching my kid play. To watch these guys give every last ounce of what they had, because this was the World Cup. For Messi, this was it. This was his last chance to dance. For Mbappe, he got one 4 years ago. We all learned this during the World Cup. Of course, we're not experts. But now that I know this, I can throw it out there like I know what I'm talking about.
It came out nice.
Thank you. Alex, I loved it, man.
Yeah.
Alex, let me ask you this question. You ready?
Mhm.
As our resident soccer fan and as our resident Vikings fan,
Mhm.
what was better? The Vikings' insane, legendary, all-time comeback on Saturday, or the World Cup final where you didn't even have, like I said, a horse in the race? Which one was better?
The final. I mean,
Not even close, right?
not even close. And this look at what I'm wearing. Like I'm telling you, like Saturday was a huge uh, regular season football game. But I don't know if you guys understand the worldwide phenomenon that is the World Cup. And the NFL is America's sport. The NFL
And
and
that's it.
football and is America's sport.
That's
Like,
it.
it is a United States of America thing. The World Cup across the world literally means so much to so many people that
Well, it's not like the World Series.
you can't know exactly.
No.
But and it's not like the
And by
World
the way, it's
Baseball
not like the
Classic.
World Baseball Classic.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
this is a sport that no matter where you go in the world, it is played everywhere. Everywhere in the world, soccer is played. I have no idea how many billions of people tuned in to the game yesterday, but when you have what people consider the best player ever playing in a World Cup final, that's already big enough. And to have him do what he did and to have Mbappe do what he did. I mean, I was listening to so many different calls of the World Cup. And a lot of the final calls are like, and on the other side, you look at Mbappe, who scored a freaking hat trick, who
Right.
scored a penalty and still lost. Like it's not
Yeah.
fair. It's really
Right.
not
4
fair.
goals. 4
And
goals.
it's
Amazing.
it's incredible, man. And my TikTok feed is been littered with videos from Argentina, and it's amazing, man. I wish I could express verbally what this means to Argentina, the country. It's not just the soccer fans in the country. It is to an entire population of people what that victory meant for them to a country that's already won, by the way. The last time they won was the year I was born in 86. But to win a World Cup, I don't think, especially the three of us, I don't think we really realize what it
No.
means to I
No.
think I do a
Well,
little bit, but you can really what I saw in Buenos Aires and Argentina the last 24 hours,
yeah.
it is it's unbelievable. It is
Can you show
unbelievable.
us any of that? Can you show, and I also want to hear the call of the gentleman you mentioned who's Argentinian,
Right.
who is the voice of soccer internationally. And you say he was all teared up as
Yeah.
they were getting ready to win this
He's
thing.
been doing this cool thing. I'll show you a drone footage. I could show you this drone footage of someone got their drone in Buenos Aires about
Mhm.
30 minutes after the game was over. They didn't
Yeah.
have like a watch party. This is just
Yeah.
people coming out and celebrating together.
Okay.
The streets of Buenos Aires.
Oh
I-
my God. For those of you that are listening on radio, oh my God, dude. Oh, geez. Put it
No.
this way. No Super Bowl, no World Series. I mean, Laker parades, back in the Shaq Kobe era where, the streets of downtown LA, New York City, when the Yankees have won the World Series. What we're looking at right here, at least of this drone footage, oh my God. You might be talking about literally like I mean, what am I
Millions.
going to do? Count? I mean, I
Yeah,
want to
no.
say millions, but
Millions.
am I going to be sounding like I'm exaggerating if I
No.
say
No.
millions of people
You're
on the
not finna,
street?
that ain't no, you ain't finna Sean Spicer that. Those are millions of people.
Yeah.
That's what millions of people look like.
Damn.
That's
It
nuts.
has been honestly, man, like it is if you see, I'll pull some pictures up too so you guys can kind of get the magnitude of it all. This is just Buenos Aires.
Right.
You know, like
put it this way:
I've seen videos
if
of
you,
people in like shacks watching
Yeah.
tube TVs with like
Yeah.
12 of their relatives going absolutely insane.
right, like if you've ever, oh my God, like if you've ever seen like an aerial shot of Bourbon Street during Mardi Gras, you're like, oh my God, look how packed it is. If you've ever seen like an inauguration in DC where the whole DC the mall area that is all packed with people, this is we're looking at daytime and nighttime
it
footage
was nonstop. I don't think they've
of
stopped
people
yet.
just in the streets partying. Oh my God, the whole country is going to have
The whole
COVID
country.
tomorrow.
It is
For them,
it's
it'll
crazy.
be worth it.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people like, I can die now.
Right. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. Let me hear the call of what you were saying. Where
Yeah,
what's this
so
gentleman's
Andres
name?
Cantor has he started
Yeah.
a TikTok for the World Cup,
Mhm.
and he
Okay.
has recorded himself
Smart.
do
Smart.
games,
Smart.
and
is.
so he's been putting up highlights of him, just his face. So this is him calling the final penalty kick yesterday.
Va Montiel. Montiel gol. Argentina campeón. Argentina campeón del mundo. Argentina campeón del mundo. Argentina campeón del mundo. Argentina campeón del mundo. Argentina es campeón del mundo. Pero el cielo lo hizo Diego, lo hizo Cuchufo, lo hizo el Tata, lo hizo Luque, lo hicieron ustedes jugadores que se ganaron el cielo. Argentina campeón del mundo. Messi es campeón del mundo. No podía ser de otra manera sino sin sufrir. Argentina, la selección argentina de Lionel Scaloni es campeón del mundo. Argentina, Argentina campeón del mundo, bicho.
Hey, is it true? My son was telling me this story. Is it true that Mbappe? Now you told us this last week, Alex. Mbappe and Messi play on the same club team. Paris, is it Saint
Yeah.
Germain? Is that the
Yeah.
okay? Is it true that Mbappe gets paid like $100 million a season and has like part ownership of the team and like access to the
just
private
got-
jet? Is that really true?
So he was trying to force a move to Real Madrid this offseason, which is like the pathway for a superstar player is to eventually end up at Real Madrid. He did sign a contract that was ridiculous. I don't remember the terms of it, but he signed a massive contract. I don't know what exactly he gets though, but I'm
Can you
sure. I
imagine,
mean,
like-
their main sponsor is Qatar Airways.
Oh, really?
I guarantee you
imagine-
the dude is flying luxuriously everywhere he goes.
Think about this. You're Messi. You play for your club team, Paris. You just ripped France's heart right out of their chest and showed it to him, man, and won the World Cup. Think about that. Like
So,
you as a Paris fan, you root for Messi. But as a Team France fan, he just killed you.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see too. Someone that a lot. We were talking about rooting for Mexico last week, right? But it's crazy to see how many like Mexicans have just jumped on the Messi board too. It was almost like Mexico won yesterday on my Instagram feed. But Mbappe signed a 3-year, $224 million contract. So he gets a total of $75 million per year, which equals to $1.4 million per week.
Wow.
Well, that's money.
I know. My girlfriend was saying to me yesterday, she's like, are you rooting for somebody here? I'm like, yeah, that guy, Messi. She's like, oh. I'm like, now the other guy, Mbappe, amazing, but he's young and he's already won one. This guy's old and at the end of his career, and I want to see him win one. And it was awesome.
That's his final game with Argentina. Like win or lose, he was going to retire.
Right.
from the
Well,
club.
here's what we'll do. We have a lot to get to. I mean, the NFL was crazy. The World Cup was awesome. We got a lot. The boat trip this weekend was all great. Hey, I want to remind everybody listening and watching to please this holiday season visit our partners at 7 Mile Casino, 7milecasino.com. They're only 7 minutes south of downtown San Diego on the beautiful Bay of Chula Vista. You get that nice, crisp, clean air. You're looking at the Coronado Bridge in downtown San Diego. When you walk in, no smoking. And you got table games, blackjack, poker, other table games over here. You got Sammy's Restaurant and Bar, which is Sammy's Woodfire Pizza on the other side, all smoke-free environment. Great food, amazing table games, and an incredible location, only 7 minutes south of downtown San Diego. So this holiday season, friends and family coming in, you're looking for something fun to do, 7 Mile Casino. The website is 7milecasino.com. We had a great year in partnership in 2022 with 7 Mile. We're going to have an even bigger and better year with 7 Mile in 2023. All right, look, where are we going next? Are we going into this crazy Vikings comeback, this incredible Dolphins-Bills game? Are we getting to the finish of the Raiders and the Patriots, or maybe what happened with the Chargers? I don't know yet. Stick around. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios here on Kaplan and Crew.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. only on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com.
Absolutely. The best part of the day is working with the team and working directly with customers. Just because it's fun and I enjoy collaborating. I enjoy watching the customers' reactions when the designers come up with their spaces. And we really take pride in the team effort and what we accomplish in the end.
I can tell that the team we have, accountability is very important. They feel like the work that we do is not just a reflection of themselves, but a reflection of us.
We've always been a design build company, but now we've taken design, not only our architectural, but interior design to a completely different level.
The philosophy of integrity here at Murray Lampert is always doing the right thing even when someone isn't looking. In turn, the homeowners get a really great product.
We're truly a team at Murray Lampert Design, Build, Remodel, and we don't take that lightly.
Your next outdoor family adventure awaits. Exploring and adventuring to new places, creating beautiful memories for your ultimate family experience using clean and pure energy. Endless charging for endless possibility, fueling all your outdoor needs. Our easy to set up solar panels offer clean and powerful energy. Pass-through charging means you can charge still fully enjoying your adventures. Experience your dreams with Jackery. Be free on your travels, enjoying delicious meals. Listen to the sounds of nature or a great film, peacefully and quietly. Making these small moments count. Jackery Solar Generator. Jackery.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Listen to the Mike Greenberg Show, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. Greeny brings his unmatched depth of sports knowledge, fun, and entertainment back to ESPN on a daily basis. The mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com. We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
The Jacobs and Cushman San Diego Food Bank needs your help feeding families and seniors in need this holiday season. Provide food assistance to those in need at hundreds of food distribution sites throughout San Diego County.
Today we're here at one of our senior food program distribution sites in Chula Vista, where we're going to be serving over 450 seniors at this one location. The San Diego Food Bank has been around since 1977. We are currently serving over 500,000 people every single month. We were serving 350,000 people throughout all of San Diego County just before the pandemic, so the need has definitely increased. We are here and wanting to make sure that families know where they can access food, and that folks who want to contribute know how to donate to the food bank to continue to support those 500,000 families every single month.
Happy holidays from the San Diego Food Bank.
Absolutely. The best part of the day is working with the team and working directly with customers. Just because it's fun and I enjoy collaborating. I enjoy watching the customers' reactions when the designers come up with their spaces. And we really take pride in the team effort and what we accomplish in the end.
I can tell that the team we have, accountability is very important. They feel like the work that we do is not just a reflection of themselves, but a reflection of us.
We've always been a design build company, but now we've taken design, not only architectural, but interior design to a completely different level.
The philosophy of integrity here at Murray Lampert is always doing the right thing, even when someone isn't looking. In turn, the homeowners get a really great product.
We're truly a team at Murray Lampert Design, Build, Remodel, and we don't take that lightly.
At Shelter to Soldier, being a private nonprofit, we rely on the community. Thankfully, we have sponsors like the Barnes firm that get behind us.
We understand the difficulties that many of our veterans face when they come back into civilian life. And this program just seemed like the perfect fit.
Today we're catching up with Barney. He is now in our matching phase of our program. He is meeting eligible veterans in what we call speed dating.
How's it going?
So we have just recently approved 5 new veterans for our program. So Barney will be meeting every single one of them to see if he is the perfect match for them.
Barney's perfect date would be a nice long walk on the beach, and then he would like to end the night with a nice dinner with his veteran.
We got to find the right person for the right dog.
We're breaking that stereotype of what a homeless person is, this subculture of society. We're just brothers, sisters, mom, dad, grandmas, and grandpas being part of the solution instead of part of the problem.
So, ladies and gentlemen, left-hand side.
We make sure that there's no drug dealing, drug use, encampments around their facilities, or anywhere in our neighborhood. We self-police, and that's all a testament to the folks here that used to be out there.
Watch out for sharp objects, ladies and gentlemen.
He's a perfect example of the caliber of the men and women that have been outside on the streets.
Here in San Diego for over 50 years, have worked all my life since 1975, but suddenly I had a stroke and I lost all muscle control. One of the things you never think will happen to you, but it can.
The onus of responsibility need to go to our folks like Ed, people you've seen here that have tremendous skill, and give them the opportunity to shine. It's that peer-to-peer support, talking to the folks out there and bringing folks in here to start the process.
Happy holidays from the Alpha Project.
Customer service is a priority for us. We are door and window dealers and specialists in a variety of different product lines. You're going to see 16,000 feet of the largest showroom in San Diego for doors and windows. We have a magnificent space here, much larger than any other dealer in the area, which makes it very comfortable for our customers to see and feel the windows in person. What you need to know about your project, we're going to ask questions about that. We're going to ask about your lifestyle, perhaps whether you have children or pets, which direction the doors and windows are facing. Do you have a view? Is it about opening space? We want to ask these questions to best service you and provide an overall great experience. People find these things beneficial because we can address perhaps threshold conditions, screen conditions, wall depths, colors, anything else that's important to the project prior to ordering, ensuring, again, complete satisfaction in the long run.
Give us a call or visit us online at PriorityDW.com.
At Shelter to Soldier, being a private nonprofit, we rely on the community. Thankfully, we have sponsors like the Barnes Firm that get behind us.
We understand the difficulties that many of our veterans face when they come back into civilian life. And this program just seemed like the perfect fit.
Today we're catching up with Barney. He is now in our matching phase of our program. He is meeting eligible veterans in what we call speed dating.
How's it going?
So we have just recently approved 5 new veterans for our program. So Barney will be meeting every single one of them to see if he is the perfect match for them.
Barney's perfect date would be a nice long walk on the beach, and then he would like to end the night with a nice dinner with his veteran.
We got to find the right person for the right dog.
Drivers are getting in accidents at a rate we've never seen before, jumping 18% since 2020. There are higher incidents of speeding and more aggressive driving since the pandemic began. Please slow down and drive safely. It can save a life.
Murray Lampert's design process is very collaborative. We love the process, and what's best about the process is the way that it can flex as needed. So if there's a new piece of technology that's available that's really going to help us out make a more accurate model, we're going to utilize that. We'll send the measure-off team to the house, and they will end up scanning the house using drones, LiDAR scanning, lasers, and tape measures to measure every square inch of the home. Then they'll take that information back to the office and build a 3D model of the home. We'll be upfront and honest if they're asking for things that may be out of their budget. We're going to let them know up front. We're always motivated to strive for excellence. There's kind of not another way to be. We do the best work we can and ultimately make the homeowners happy. What makes me proud is when we present that 3D model to the homeowners and we wow them. Sometimes we even bring tears to their eyes because they love the design so much. That brings me a lot of joy.
Homelessness in San Diego is on the rise, and the need for assistance and shelter has never been greater. For 34 years, Alpha Project has been empowering people, helping them to achieve self-sufficiency. Every day, we're inspired by the power of the human spirit. But we can't do it without your support. Your generosity helps us change lives every day. Please donate at alphaproject.org today.
I feel like I have the fun part of the job where I get to help out and make my clients' houses look beautiful. We start with looking at the floor plan, space planning, and then we look at countertops, tile, backsplashes, flooring, cabinets, everything like that. We have a lot of client meetings start in our conference room. Sometimes we have some clients that have already selected certain items that they want to incorporate into their project. We want to make sure they're happy with it because they're going to be living with it for a very long time. Sometimes we'll do something that goes totally with the style, and then we'll have a total outlier option for the client. And a lot of the times they end up going with that because they want to see something totally different. We want to make sure that we're focusing in on our clients. I really want to make sure at the end of the day the clients are happy, that I'm keeping up with my communication with them, and that we know that at the end of the day as well, and moving through the process of construction and everything, that we're going to have a successful project.
At the Barnes Firm, we're seeing more pedestrian and bicycle accidents. Drivers are rolling through red lights, and distracted driving makes every intersection a danger zone for pedestrians. Look both ways when crossing, even if you have the right of way.
Welcome back. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
Hey, great friends. Monday afternoon on Kaplan and Crew. Radio listeners on 1090. Glad you guys are here. YouTubers, chatlins, love you guys, man. Really, really do. And appreciate you getting involved in our live chat on YouTube. All of our television viewers tonight on Channel 4 San Diego, glad you guys are with us. And to all the audio podcasters doing it on their own time. Just happy holidays to everybody. I hope you're into the spirit. I know I certainly am after this weekend. At the commercial break, I kind of came back in. And what are you guys talking about in the post-game celebration? We started the show talking about the World Cup. By the way, real quick story for you, both of you guys. I got a text message from a guy I know yesterday, works for Qualcomm, and shows pictures. Hey, look where I'm at. Taking pictures of the stadium on the outside. And then there he is, standing there, arms wide open with the pitch behind him and the whole state. I was like, how the hell did you wind up going to Qatar for the World Cup final? I mean, how many people were in the stadium? 90,000, something like that?
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's like 75,000.
Dude, that was so cool. I got to get pictures from my buddy Joe who was there.
Was he next to Elon?
Cool. Was Elon Musk there?
Elon Musk was there.
I didn't
and
see that.
he ratted himself out. I know that's been a big thing on Twitter.
So he probably should be suspended from his own app.
He gave away his live location, which is now a no-no on Twitter.
Well, Correct. It gets journalists suspended all the time if you are following his plane. Wait, so I
we were talking
Elon Musk
about
there.
Elon Musk was there with Jared Kushner in a Saudi Arabian prince's box.
Which,
and
Jared Kushner. Why do I know him? Who's Jared Kushner? I know the name.
President's son-in-law.
Oh, thank you.
Sitting with a bunch of people from Saudi Arabia. Because, politics and fun times shouldn't mix like that.
So we were talking about in the...
I don't know what listen, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I mean, Saudi Arabia an enemy of America?
It's self-explanatory.
I mean, I think we find they're
those who know. Those who know.
What about Live Golf, man?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like we have a feeling about what Saudi Arabia is all about, but we also know how dependent we are on their oil. So we just kind of, we're hypocrites. We just deal with it, right?
Sure.
I mean,
I didn't really care who Musk.
Yeah, I mean, you guys heard me. I didn't even know who Jared Kushner was. So
right.
But I think they're investors in Tesla. I think, if I remember correctly,
are they?
The Saudis are.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So we were talking about Salt Bay. You know Salt Bay?
Salt Bay is the steak chef guy who always takes the salt and runs it down his forearm and stuff, and people are like, ew, and they eat it.
Yeah,
who
I think opened a restaurant there in New York, and everybody slams it because it's like incredibly overpriced and not that good. But yet every soccer player ever has gone to some of his restaurants out in Europe somewhere, and they're always taking pictures of them. So Salt Bay was on the pitch after Argentina won, and I can't show the video. We'll get taken down for sure. But
because why? Who wants to see this guy after I won the World Cup?
So like Messi is like celebrating, trying to get to his family, and Salt Bay is like grabbing his arm, just like insisting for a picture. And Messi looks at him like he's like, "No, bro, I'm good." And he eventually gets his picture, but the picture is just of Messi him looking at him like, "What?" And Salt Bay pointing at the camera like, "Take a picture right here."
Yeah. Why didn't Salt Bay have a whole bunch of salt with them on the field?
Would have been recognized more.
So you could show everybody, yo, is that Salt Bay in the suit?
Yeah. He's hounding. You see Messi's like trying to pull away from him, and eventually he gets his
chill,
picture.
Bro.
Yeah. But Salt
and
Bay,
then he
like,
also broke the cardinal rule,
which
where you know how unless you win the Stanley Cup, you don't lift it above your head if you're part of the team. So family, friends, teammates, coaches, they all get to hold the trophy. Strangers don't get to hold the trophy. This man took a picture with one of the players, Angel Di Maria, and then
with his kid,
and then grabs the trophy and takes a picture, kisses it, puts it above his head. So he was just doing his thing.
Is Salt Bay Argentinian?
The arrogance of a man who makes steaks.
Yeah,
that guy is Sean Wolchef with steaks. Get out of the picture, bro. Get out of the picture. No.
But hold on, I have a quick question for you though. Somebody gave this guy a field pass, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, Alex says that all these soccer stars come to his restaurants, which again, I only know the Salt Bay guy because there's always like some dude who's in the restaurant with his girl and he's trying to show off, and Salt Bay's making this thing up, and then he throws a little salt on top of it. And then, like it's supposed to be some sort of aphrodisiac all up in this
You're
moment.
not gonna put no meat in my girl's mouth while I'm at the table. Nah, bro, you got to move back.
Yeah.
I ain't paid $4,000 for this. Move.
I ain't paying
bruh.
$4,000 for this steak.
No.
So somebody gave
Move.
Salt Bay a pass to get on the field. Obviously, these players must know who the hell he is.
Okay, so
everybody knew who he was.
Watch the video, Scott, and you will see the uncomfortableness of every individual he's trying to get a picture with.
There's two videos that 100% you will be like, okay, that's cringe. And it's the Messi
Okay.
one and the Di Maria one.
And am I supposed to
Bad.
watch this on Twitter? Is that where I should watch it?
Yeah.
All right. I'll watch
Yeah,
it.
because the one with he's trending. The one with when the
He
guy's
is
holding
trending,
this
yeah.
baby, and this guy's like telling the baby,
To
no,
do
no,
the salt
no.
thing.
Yeah. Bro, move.
Yeah. I would say yesterday, because I watched the entire the trophy ceremony or whatever. My favorite part was by far the Argentinian goalkeeper who won the Golden Glove Award for best goalkeeper of the tournament.
Mhm.
He gets the trophy from this, Qatarian prince or whoever he is.
Mhm.
And he starts walking towards the stage to take his picture. And I guess France fans are booing him. I couldn't really hear it on TV. And he gets the trophy and he puts it on his crotch and he's like, yeah, he like simulates doing it next to like all these like proper like Qatari guys are like, what the hell just happened here?
Dude, I don't know. I'm watching Salt Bay right now, trying to get Messi to take this picture with him.
Bad.
And Messi's like, yo, dog, I'm trying to hug it out with all my teammates and all the people that are like really involved here. And Salt Bay's not taking no for an answer. And it seems like Messi's going, yeah, okay, yeah, I know you're here. But man, like, take your hands off me, dude.
And he's still gonna charge you for a steak if you go to his restaurant.
Oh yeah. Ain't no discounts.
Right. Like if you took a picture with me and my baby at the World Cup, boy, my steak is free. My whole table free. Nah, fam.
You got that
stole
pic.
my moment.
He got that pick though, dog.
He did. He did.
He
I
got
really
that
wish I
pick.
could show videos, but FIFA's the craziest one. But this is the goalkeeper doing this.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's hilarious. That is so funny. Well, hey, look, to me, coming out of a weekend where I know here on Monday afternoon from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, the things I want to talk about are like my first inclination is like we had this boat trip on Saturday that was out of this world. Next Level Sailing, Captain Troy Sears, Captain Fathom, and the whole crew on the Yacht America. Absolutely amazing. But it wasn't even the boat trip itself. It was the pregame tailgate party, which really was kind of a magical moment. And I want to talk about that. But on the other hand, the World Cup Sunday morning was so incredible that I felt like that's kind of the story that people are talking about. But yet on the other hand, this is, of course, if you had three hands, there was some sort of.
Yeah. You can only say it on the other hand once. In
Right.
theory.
But unless you have three hands,
But you don't.
no, I know you don't, but
You have a third leg.
well, I don't, you might.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm just
You
saying
guys-
too that
you guys
that,
let's just move on.
Okay. The point is this.
Scott's got three hands in this story.
Okay. On one hand,
Where's the third hand?
on one
Is it
hand,
attached to an arm?
it's the boat trip, okay?
Okay.
On the other hand, it's the World Cup. But then, presuming I had three hands, then I'd come back to the NFL. I mean, what happened this weekend in the NFL, just generally speaking, in the NFL? On Saturday, you have one of the greatest comebacks in the history of the league. As a matter of fact, during the Colts-Vikings game, was it CBS? Who had the game? Was it? I don't
NFL
remember.
Network.
Oh, thank you. That's why I was watching it on my phone. The NFL Network actually started to show you videos of the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Oilers. Frank Reich, one of the all-time great comeback games ever. And because that was such a monster comeback that they were saying this Vikings-Colts thing is on par with that. Later in the night, though, on Saturday, when you have the Dolphins and the Bills, when the whole storyline all week for the Dolphins was you'll never be able to play in that cold weather and the snow. In the meantime, the Dolphins had a lead, and Josh Allen was on fire. And then one of my favorite parts, of course, as an old broken down kicker, is to see a whole bunch of offensive linemen trying to clear the path so that the kid can come in and kick what turns into the game-winning field goal. and the snow is coming down. Like we talked about the rain for the Padres Dodgers game and how magical that was as the snow was coming down. It was such a cool moment to be watching. And then just over the weekend, just other games that, look, the Raiders Patriots, the way it finished was ridiculous. The way the Chargers have now worked their way back into the playoff picture. The way the Cowboys collapsed against the Jaguars, my Lions with a victory. There were so many insane games and crazy storylines. So one hand, World Cup, other hand, boat, third hand, if you had this sort of physical situation happening, back to the NFL.
Yeah.
It's that kind of weekend.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's that kind of weekend.
Are we ready to announce the Super Bowl run that's about to happen? Because this looks eerily similar to what the Bengals did last year.
What the Lions are doing?
No.
Oh.
What are you doing? You know who I'm talking about. Y'all don't want to say it? Y'all make me say it? You gonna make me say it? Because this now 2 weeks in a row where we come up in here and they done pulled one out where normally they would, quote unquote, charger it up. That's what we say around here, right? They're going to charger it up. My dog, Herbo, come out. Sling, 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 kick, win. He didn't play well. But he got the win.
He's,
do that.
I got to tell you, he's really irritating me.
Mm-hmm.
Justin
He's
Herbert.
making you cheer.
No, definitely not that. 100% not that.
Oh, you will.
He is spoiling what we have appreciated for the last 6 years since they've been gone. He's spoiling the Chargerness of that organization. It's really irritating because that team is not well coached.
No,
that
not at
team
all.
is underperforming every other position.
Grossly.
But that freaking kid just every now and then makes some stupid ass throws that you're like, this
he
is
did yesterday.
really irritating, bro. And yesterday, at the exact same time that Dicker the kicker makes the kick, that guy's irritating as well because that's 3 game-winning field goals from him. So those two are on my hate list, on my naughty list. This for
Ooh.
I like a naughty list.
Don't like them two right now. And then at the exact same time he makes the kick, Dicker the kicker, the Raiders do whatever they're doing. And then the Lions somehow beat the Jets on another 4th down miracle. So it just all so like the Chargers go from out of the playoffs to the 6th seed in a matter of like 10 seconds.
Right, because the Dolphins lost yesterday, the Jets lost yesterday, and it's interesting because the Dolphins, using them as an example, they lost to San Francisco, who we know they're a good team.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to the Chargers, who, no matter how much we may not like it, at least those of us who are haters, they're trending in the right direction at this time of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Jets, who, are organizationally kind of like the Chargers. This is a bad organization, and never, catch a break, and they're falling apart. So the Dolphins have lost to 3 quality teams in the Bills, the Chargers, and the Niners for a 3-game losing streak. And they look like they're on the downslope, whereas the Chargers have come up in these last 2 games. Because I remember I was listening to the broadcast and somebody said, well, the Chargers have gotten really hot. I'm like, they have? Because 2 weeks ago they lost to the Raiders.
Yeah. And I got to say this because I was like, I remember the game where they went for 2 and they won, and Browner was like, Staley finally did it. I'm like, dude, that was not a hard call. On the same exact situation, Vrabel took the coward's way out. How you go and try to tie that game in that moment when your team cannot do anything. Ryan Tannehill is bad enough on 2 healthy feet. Now he's got 1 broken ankle. Like, how you don't go for 2 and put pressure on the Chargers, at least if you fail, whatever, but you're going to give Herbert 50 seconds to just move the ball like a little bit. It was the most, and honestly, I think Mike Vrabel, when I think of guys, I'm like, he always does things like go for 2.
Right.
What the hell was that?
Yeah. And then Herbert throwing that laser, down the stretch. He's rolling to his right. He's fighting off a defender.
So you can get up
Here
and
it
spike
is.
the ball. Pressure's coming. Herbert eludes the rush, throws on the run, and it is caught.
Look at that. Look at that throw, man.
I mean, that is a great throw. I mean, there's no taking that away from the kid.
Great throw.
Amazing throw.
Because he's
It really
having
is.
one of those games where it was like we talked about on Friday briefly. They should win that game, and they're not going to because Herbert's now playing bad.
But Tennessee defensively had a good game plan. I thought Tennessee executed their game plan well.
Tennessee defensively, they are more ravaged by injuries than any team in the NFL. Like they had this conversation about how their 3-star players have played 14% of the snaps together this year on defense. Like they have been just as bad as the Chargers as their injuries that they have. The Titans have more, and they just could not do anything besides
me
give
ask you-
Derrick Henry the ball, but it just wasn't enough.
Let me ask you guys this question. The Chargers, a lot of people think that they could go on this big run. They've won 2 straight games, both of these games at home. They're going to Indianapolis. Indianapolis can't finish a game, as we saw on Saturday. But that could be a high-scoring affair. Then they're home against the Rams, and the Rams, we all know how their season has gone. And we'll see what they look like tonight against the Packers. And then they'll finish on the road at the Broncos, where there could be weather and it's cold and the altitude and so on. And then the Broncos would love to spoil anything that might be going on for the Chargers at that point. Do you honestly think they're going to win 5 straight games? They've won 2. Of the next 3 games, at the Colts, home against the Rams, and at the Broncos, at some point, something's got to give.
No. This is laying out too perfect. The Colts aren't good.
No, they're not good.
The Colts are not good. The Broncos are not good. And the Rams, at that point, everybody's ready for vacation. So you just came off a Super Bowl. You 2 games away from the season being over. You got a quarterback you got from the bargain bin. We got no running backs. We got no wide receivers.
But we are in our home stadium, but with their logos all over it.
So if you're asking me, the way that the road's laid out, I don't see them losing because these other teams, they're not good. Not that they're not playing good, they're not good. In this year's NFL standards, they're not good. Like the Broncos are not good. And it's not like one of those things where, it's a division game, so it'll be tough because it's a division game. No, they're not good.
Hey, didn't the Broncos win yesterday?
They did.
Against the Cardinals.
And then they had a monstrous comeback against the Chiefs themselves. Although the Chiefs, they're cruising through the regular season like they do every year.
Snooze
They'll
right
just whoever they're playing, that's the level we're gonna play at. Like
They did it yesterday.
I know they did.
Totally.
The overtime
100%.
against the Texans.
Yeah.
But if you look at the AFC, the Chargers are better than the Patriots. They're better than the Jets. I know the Jaguars kicked their high knees earlier in the season, but I think they're better than the Jaguars.
I do too.
Are they better than a healthy Lamar Jackson-led Ravens?
Yes.
Are they better than the Bengals?
Are they? No.
Ooh.
Are they better
than the Bills?
Yes, I think they're better than the Bills.
They're better than the Bills.
Without Von
better
Miller,
than the Bills.
Okay,
Really.
listen.
And the road would have to go through Buffalo, just so you know.
Hear me out. With no Von Miller, they had almost no pass rush against Miami. None. So if you go there, healthy Keenan Allen, healthy Mike Williams, healthy Justin Herbert, and that snow don't come down, which is, 50-50, you got a chance. It's just cold. Once you start moving, you'll be okay. It's just
I
cold.
think the Dolphins proved that yesterday. They
And
did.
this guy played in Oregon.
All right,
so it ain't like the first time he's been in snow.
Let's do this. We got a lot to get to from the NFL. I mean, we're kind of going big picture here. We'll start to go a little bit deeper into it coming back up. I do want to mention, everybody, a company that we're working with again called Athletic Greens. So I want to mention it here because we're talking to our radio listeners on 1090. We're talking to all the YouTube viewers, all the television viewers on Channel 4 San Diego, and all the podcast listeners. I really want to get this to everybody. If you're thinking about your health in 2023, this is a product that you should absolutely add to your repertoire. These guys advertised with us a while back, and it was a whole big screwed up campaign because like half of it went on radio and half of it went on podcast, and there were different promo codes, and it confused everybody. And the people who work at Athletic Greens, there's this young lady who's here in San Diego, and her father's a huge 1090 fan. And so she was all stoked to get us on the air, and then it just didn't work out so well. So I said to them, I go, guys, look, I use this product every day, every single day, because it's mental clarity, it's digestive health, and it's just one of these things that when you take it, you feel great. When you don't, you feel the difference. And I've stopped taking all multivitamins. I've stopped taking everything that my doctor suggests I take because everything seems to be here in just one packet of Athletic Greens. So when you buy through our landing page, athleticgreens.com/Kaplan, you get 5 free travel packs. I take these everywhere I go. And then you also get the 1-year supply of vitamin D. What we're doing, Rachel and I, is we're giving these out as holiday gifts. So this is the gift of good health. And we're ordering it on my landing page here, and we're sending it to people. And then, if you buy it and you renew, the show gets to make a couple bucks. But this is not paid advertising. This is, I use this every day and wanted them back on the air desperately. So the best way to do it was for them to say, okay, we'll pay you on what you sell. Forget about us. Who cares about us? We care about you. We want you to be healthy. This is an amazing, incredible product. Go to athleticgreens.com/Kaplan. You can read all about it. athleticgreens.com/Kaplan. And I'll tell you guys right now, Alex, I know you want some more of this, don't you?
Give it to me. Chug it. Chug.
Cheers to your health, everybody. Cheers to your health. All right, we're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. Still want to get to the boat trip and the tailgate party. And I also want to get to all the crazy endings around the NFL. Stick around. This is Kaplan and Crew.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Locally owned and operated, not some bland, uninspired, corporate, cookie-cutter radio station crap. We simply say to those stations, Q. The mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Many are adding companion units or ADUs to bring more value to their homes. Our experience, plus our strong relationship with the city, makes adding on easier for our homeowners.
We listen to you first, then design and build. Visit murraylampert.com for your consultation.
The Jacobs and Cushman San Diego Food Bank needs your help feeding families and seniors in need this holiday season. Provide food assistance to those in need at hundreds of food distribution sites throughout San Diego County.
Today we're here at one of our senior food program distribution sites in Chula Vista, where we're going to be serving over 450 seniors at this one location. The San Diego Food Bank has been around since 1977. We are currently serving over 500,000 people every single month. We were serving 350,000 people throughout all of San Diego County just before the pandemic, so the need has definitely increased. We are here and wanting to make sure that families know where they can access food, and that folks who want to contribute know how to donate to the food bank to continue to support those 500,000 families every single month.
Happy holidays from the San Diego Food Bank.
Many are adding companion units or ADUs to bring more value to their homes. Our experience, plus our strong relationship with the city, makes adding on easier for our homeowners.
We listen to you first, then design and build. Visit murraylampert.com for your consultation.
If you're going to count yourself as a fan of this radio station, you'll need to continuously ask yourself one basic question. Am I listening enough? Pro tip, wives are not a good source for input on this. This is the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio.
Many are adding companion units or ADUs to bring more value to their homes. Our experience, plus our strong relationship with the city, makes adding on easier for our homeowners.
We listen to you first, then design and build. Visit murraylampert.com for your consultation.
Muéstrame cómo va a manejar papi. ¿A dónde vas a ir?
On every mountain and valley you tread, through wind and rain, we're here with you. To shine a light when it gets dark, and to forge a path where it gets tough. Let Jackery Solar power all your hopes and dreams. Take you where you want to go, to the goals you chase, to the ones you love. Explore further with Jackery Solar. Jackery, 10 years on.
I don't have a penny to my name.
You're hired.
It's great, Mom.
We're about to lose the store and you're hiring the homeless.
You know, we could dress him up like Santa.
We could charge kids to take pictures with him.
He's a natural.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.